Time Warner Cable is pleased to be an underwriting sponsor for Carolina Week.
Coming up on the January 31st edition of Carolina Week, predictions of a late January snowstorm have some wondering, could it snow this much again?
If winter weather's on its way, why have these flowers already bloomed?
In sports, despite the temps, basketball is always hot on this campus.
Weathercaster Johnny O will have your Carolina Week 4-day forecast.
Carolina Week starts right now.
From the School of Journalism and Mass Communication at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, this is Carolina Week.
Hello and welcome to the Wednesday edition of Carolina Week. I'm Alex Villarreal.
And I'm Adam Rue. There's a winter storm warning in effect for our area through Thursday night. Weathercaster Jonathan O joins us with a quick look at what we can expect. Johnny?
Adam and Alex, we're going to be expecting a winter storm system moving through our area. Here's a map of the counties. These dark areas indicate an area where winter storm warnings have been posted. The lighter shades of blue indicate that there are winter storm watches in effect, which means eventually we'll be moving to our area. Here's your forecast for tonight. Increasing cloudiness, a chilly condition is expected with lows in the mid-20s. And then for tomorrow morning, we will be seeing a winter precipitation. Highs will be in the mid-30s. I have a complete look at your forecast in a bit. Back to you.
Well, most UNC students weren't around to see it, but they've heard stories of another January storm. 7 years ago, a record 22-inch snowfall paralyzed the UNC campus. Students had a great time throwing snowballs and building that huge snowman, but they paid the price later. The university closed for 3 days, and students had to go to class on 3 weekend days to make up for the lost time. Tom Cox works on campus, and he has good memories of the snowfall that blew away predictions by about 20 inches.
Of course, the overwhelming sensation that everybody got was just a beauty. It was just gorgeous, and everybody was enthralled.
Well, not everyone's that happy when it snows, especially the people who have to clean it up. Trucks left at 9 this morning to spread brine on the roads. Brine is an anti-icing solution made of salt and water. The town's Public Works Department focuses mostly on bridges and major roads to make those areas safer for drivers. The department also has salt trucks and plows ready if necessary. Superintendent Richard Terrell says his department started planning early for the winter weather.
Each event is usually unique and different and requires different action to be taken. And we start our planning process and put the schedules in place to meet the anticipated need.
Town and campus officials will talk at 4 a.m. on Thursday to figure out how the weather will affect bus schedules. University officials also won't decide until early Thursday morning if class schedules will be affected. They encourage students to check the main UNC webpage for news about a possible delay or call the hotline at 843-1234. That's 843-1234.
To paraphrase a saying from Benjamin Franklin, at Carolina, nothing is certain but death and tuition increases. The Board of Governors will vote in a little more than a week about the proposed tuition increase for next year. As we told you on Monday, the increase will raise $5.9 million, with nearly $4 million going toward faculty salaries. The idea is to make salaries more competitive so Carolina can hold on to the best and brightest. But with some 3,000 faculty members, the raises won't be very big, between $1,200 and $1,300 a year, or about $100 a month. Associate Provost Steve Allred says that that money is only part of the solution.
It's one part of a salary strategy. Standing alone in the long run, it would never be enough to keep faculty here.
Student governments from all 16 UNC campuses say tuition increases like these are a huge burden on students. They've reserved 50 seats at the next Board of Governors meeting to protest.
Next fall, incoming freshmen have a tough issue to explore for their first homework assignment. The Death of Innocence, an eyewitness account of wrongful executions, is this year's summer reading book. It's about 2 men the author claims were wrongfully executed. Book Committee Chairman Doug Kelly says even though the author clearly opposes capital punishment, death penalty supporters will get something from the book too.
The book is not intended to persuade you of one side or the other. It's intended to make you see some aspects of the issue.
Discussions about the book will be held in small groups and run by faculty members just before the fall semester begins.
Chapel Hill police are looking for the man who held up a Bank of America Tuesday afternoon. It happened at the branch on Banks Drive near the Timberline Shopping Center about 3:20 p.m. Police say a man handed the teller a note demanding money, and after he got some cash, he left without hurting anyone. The security camera photo shows the robber is a black man, about 5'8", wearing a warm-up suit, a hat, and sunglasses. You can check out our website, carolinaweek.org, for a number to call if you have any information. Plans for a new aquatic center are making a big splash with Chapel Hill's lap swimmers. Drawings for the project are finished now, and the contractor is starting to plan for construction. One pool of the two pools will be for lap swimmers and swim teams. The other is for warm water aerobics and family swimming. The complex is expected to cost nearly $6 million. Town Aquatics Director Rob English says the town's lap swimmers have wanted a new pool for quite a while.
This is a project that's kind of been in the works for over 10 years now, and this community has a lot of very dedicated lap swimmers.
English says you should be able to dive in and swim a few laps in about a year and a half. County leaders have put the finishing touches on a draft plan to end homelessness in 10 years. The Orange County Partnership to End Homelessness wants to find housing for the estimated 240 homeless people in the area. The plan includes building a special apartment complex to house 40 residents. You see it there. UNC sophomore Mike Callahan says homelessness is a problem all of us can help solve.
Really trying to incorporate them back into society, so to say, getting jobs, and hopefully we'd see a reduction in just the homeless people out on Franklin Street and everywhere.
Local boards are in the process of adopting the plan. For more information about it, you can visit our website, carolinaweek.org.
Well, with all the talk of snow in the forecast, it's easy to forget just how warm this winter has been. Reporter Christy Koryakin has the story.
The National Climatic Data Center says 2006 was the warmest year ever recorded in the United States. December, the fourth warmest December ever recorded, with temperatures above average all over the U.S., hardly looked like December at all, with students in short sleeves and flip-flops. But in the past couple of weeks, suddenly we've had to trade in those flip-flops for jackets and scarves.
I am so surprised. 3 days ago, I was in a skirt walking around campus.
If you look around the UNC campus, you'll notice that students weren't the only ones who thought spring had sprung early this year.
This wacky weather has everything confused, including plants. These snow camellias are blooming 2 months early.
And many other non-native plants are blossoming anywhere from 2 weeks to 3 months ahead of schedule. Arboretum curator Dan Stern showed me around the Arboretum and explained a little about what's happening.
A lot of plants going into flower early, and this magnolia, it started flowering in response to some warmer temperatures, but then the weather turned and it got very cold.
Some of the flowers might meet their demise trying to survive through the frosty weather, but most of the plants will put out more flowers by springtime. What worries Stern is that this is the earliest he has ever seen some of these plants bloom.
3 months is sort of pushing the limit of what I've seen, so it does seem pretty odd. It does make me wonder about sort of the direction or the trajectory that we're on in terms of climate change.
While Stern worries about global warming, others say it's just a natural cycle, and still others are just glad to have a little color in their winters. In Chapel Hill, I'm Christy Koryakin, Carolina Week.
Don't worry too much. The Arboretum should still be full of color this spring, although a few flowers might not survive this winter blast.
Well, Alex, from flowers blooming early to snow in the next couple of days, Mother Nature's clearly all over the place.
But coming up after the break, we'll show you how scientists are working with Mother Nature to genetically modify the food you eat on a daily basis.